Hey everyone, welcome to Anti-Ruggers United. Today we have an AMA with Revival of Avalanche. So let's get started by having the team introduce themselves, talk about the background in the real world, their what their professional careers are, if any, what their experience is, and then in crypto, how they got into crypto, like what's their experience in crypto projects, and then I'll go from there.
Yeah, so I guess I'll just start with myself. My name is Saurima, so I'm a CEO and founder for Newton Mid Labs and the Revival of Avalanche. I've been in the space since 2017, investing and just in general, crypto trader, stocks, not stocks actually, Forex and indices. Yeah, Egro.
Hey, I'm Egro. My real name is Edgarus. I'm CCO in this project. In my past, I was car enthusiast and gamer, and in this space, I am a bit more than 2 years, and mostly worked with NFT projects, and yeah, that's it about me.
Yeah, my name is Eduardo. I am from Mexico City. I am industrial designer and for this project, I'm a 3D artist and art director for Raw project.
Hey guys,
my name. Go ahead,
sorry.
Raj.
Hey guys, my name is Rupraj. I am the Chief Business Officer for Revival of Avalanche. Basically, I'm into IT. I'm an AWS solution architect with over 12 years of experience. I will be handling the business side of it. And in crypto, I've been in crypto since last 5 years. In DeFi space, close to 2 years. Yeah, Christian, go ahead.
Thank you for that, Raj. I'm Christian. I'm the developer for this project. I also have my hands in a few other things as well. I wear many hats in this role, as all of us do. Since it's a startup. I've been in crypto for about 2 years now, through 2 to 3 years as a Solidity developer. As a Web2 developer, I've been doing this for about 5 to 6 years. Outside of crypto, what I have is a tech business, freelancing business for creating web applications, backend stuff, all that type of stuff. I'm based in New York City. Prior to this particular role, software engineering role, blockchain developer, I used to work at the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, supervising the largest banks in the United States, like Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan. My role there was primarily in the risk management space, essentially from a data perspective, from a data analytics perspective, figuring out these banks' risk with respect to their wholesale credit lending portfolios. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thanks, guys. Is that it?
Yep, seems like.
All right, so I see. Just to get this out of the way, I see you guys. You mentioned a couple, things you did in, like with the banks and everything, and then you have your photos here, but there's no like social media links on the website. So my question is, are you guys doxxed? And if so, why not put the social media links on here?
That's a good question. Yeah, we'll do it. That we are putting up a new website, so there's no that's why we didn't sort of update it. But yeah, like most of us have like LinkedIn's and everyone, I guess.
Exactly. If you search our names on Google, you can find our LinkedIn's easily. But 100%, I think from a tech perspective, we haven't put the socials just because we have so many things to do, and we just haven't had the time to put it. But as Aramis said, on this new iteration of the website, which is a much better version of it, we will have our socials so that you guys can gain confidence, a little bit more confidence in us.
Yeah, and
Okay,
just in
and
general, usually we were, with the cameras all over the place, so we thought that everyone knows us.
okay, so you guys, that's my question. So you guys did have videos, and you did do, show your faces on cameras to tie in these photos to, the actual person behind, the telegram, right? So you have verified that this is actually you.
100%, 1000%.
Yes.
Okay. And how do you guys know each other? Like, how did you establish this team? Like, how did it start?
Good question. So it started, I guess, with me and Eduardo. When obviously, being in DeFi and everything, seeing the projects and those quote unquote NFTs. So I had an idea with a member, which is not here anymore, basically about a lore, a sort of theme about our like NFTs, and I started looking for good 3D developers, and I found actually Eduardo on Facebook like 2 years ago. I think was it Eduardo? I don't remember. 1.5 at least. We started working
1.5, yeah.
Yeah. And he started working same day. We had many sort of like members, but it's just not a good fit, and we work as a current team for full team like what it is right now, at least for a year. So then I met Egro because I'm Lithuanian and he's Lithuanian, and I always was under my own name, so he found me on Discord and wrote a funny message to see if I'm really who I am himself. So, and started talking. He was involved in many NFT projects at the time. So I said, would you like to moderate or, manage the community and things like that? And we started working. Then Christian came along. At that time, we already started with the game. So our team is much broader than this, but this is just a core team. Christian joined as a smart contract advisor, and then he liked the project and joined. And Rupraj as well liked the project and said, showed his skill. I mean, showed me what he is, that he is AWS certified engineer, and that also made sense because we need those skills. And that's that. And the team has broadened and broadened, but as for the core team, this is who we are.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So you guys basically all know each other in real life. You have real actual experience. So this is a game, right? Game project. So I see Eduardo. He's actually experienced with 3D design. So you guys are mostly doing it in-house, right? You're not just like, all these other projects, just hire some, team to make a game in like a week or whatever. This is a lot more complex type of project, and it's mostly in-house, right?
Yeah, 100%. I don't we never hired someone for few days or something like that. Yeah, we have our employees and so on. So yeah.
All right. Okay. Awesome. So let's go on to the project itself. Do you guys have like a presentation or introduction, or like a pitch, sales pitch?
Well, yeah, I can just describe it, for everyone who doesn't know. So, Revival of Avalanche is a real-time action fighting game similar to Tekken or Mortal Kombat. It's situated in a 23rd century, sort of like futuristic setting where the characters are, legendary folk from the past, like Isaac Newton or Cleopatra, Gandhi, Ragnar, and they are now turned into cyborgs and need to fight. So imagine yourself playing it online with one of those legends on whatever device you want, whether it's a PC, mobile, or a console, and earn revival tokens based on your skill. So the harder you're going to practice, the more chance you will have to win revival token fighting guys online. PvP battles, tournaments, guild battles. There are plenty modes to satisfy guys, around the globe. So yeah, this is pretty much my pitch presentation.
Yeah, when Aurimas told me about the project and the idea of reviving people from the past, from the history, I really actually I think it was like, wow, that has potential because in the idea of having these historical characters is good for marketing because when you are trying to launch a new character in wherever space you want, it's always complicated because that character has no history, no story in the audience, because yeah, I can create some random character, but no one will know that. But the idea of having these historical characters um, is good in a marketing perspective because actually the audience know them because I think everybody knows Cleopatra, everybody knows Isaac Newton, and yeah, or even if you don't know them, you can search it and have that kind of info. So it's more easy to position that kind of characters in a marketing perspective.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so can you tell us more about the game, like itself? Because I seen that there was 4 characters and a whole bunch of different NFTs. Let's go back to the NFTs. Okay, one character consists of 2,500 NFTs. Total of 4 characters, and these different NFTs I'm assuming, will customize the character in different ways. But for a fighting game, 4 characters is a very small amount roster, right? So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's just the beginning. We are currently in a pre-alpha stage, and maybe I don't know. Maybe later on we can put some videos about the game. And yeah, this is an evolutionary project. Those 4 are the first characters, but yeah, we will implement much more
in the future. We actually revealed one, on our Twitter, so you can take a look at that. But yeah, we will have 8 sort of in-house by obviously the guys. It's through the suggestions, but at some point, guys playing in the guilds, there will be like special guild events every 3 months, and they will be able to the winner will be able to tell us, what characters do they want next. Of course, there's going to be some criterias because we can't get copyrighted people, unfortunately, or someone who's here right now with us alive. So yeah, but yeah. So I mean, you asked about the game itself. So I mean, from the blockchain perspective as well. So Revival of Avalanche is powered by Revival token, which is our traded token. It's going to be used in the game's economy, and also we have an NFT collection. These NFTs are going to act as memory cards, saving all your game progress, how many fights, wins, losses, leveling, ranking, etc. Obviously, the whole point of the game is to get into the matches and win as many fights as you can, so that you can earn the Revival token, completing the objectives, so to speak.
all right, so you posted a trailer in there. Like, so what's the status of the game? Is it pre-alpha right now? And like, is there going to be like a demo or like beta testing for investors?
So yes, at this moment we're at pre-alpha. It is closed pre-alpha testing. So basically, the seed sale investors are testing the game at this moment, and yeah, a few other guys, who knows what they're doing. Closer, if everything will go by the plan, in December we're planning to start open pre-alpha testing. It would be, of course, after people signing the NDA form. Because basically, yeah, we're building the game for the community, and community must like it. They should share what they want to see, what they want to change in there, because at the end of the day, they will be who will be using the final product. And we care what they think and what they want.
Yep.
All right. So can you tell us, I guess you have the NFTs, you have the token, like what is like the purpose? Because you have the game, and a game does not need tokens or NFTs. NFTs do not need tokens or a game, and tokens do not need a game or NFTs. So you guys have all three. The economy. Can you maybe explain to us how it's all gonna tie in to the ecosystem, to the game, how the token's gonna interact, and like what's the purpose of the token basically, and the NFTs. Like I guess we'll get the NFTs later because that's a lot to discuss too. So I see this is the token information. So yeah, basically what the token's gonna do, how it's gonna interact with the game. And
So, for example, have you ever thought about like fighting a game? Fighting a game, playing a fighting game, and it's like it would be so cool to wager against someone. Like I put 500 revival, the guy responds, and we just fight it out, and I win or I lose. That's one of the situations. Obviously, like in the whole mechanics, there will be fees, and those will get distributed back to the liquidity, reflections. So our game will reflect basically to the holders rather than just token, tax reflecting, then tournaments, also paid tournaments where everyone drops in a bit of token, equal amounts, and the winner takes it all. Again, gets distributed elsewhere. That's mainly that function, and also we will have some of those fees will go to different pools where if you want to win token for free, you can. So that's mainly it.
Let me add some color to that as well. So so basically this is a play to earn game, right? So you are 100% right. This game doesn't necessarily require a token. Mortal Kombat doesn't require a token, but if you want to monetize your progress, your action in the game, then this is what we're offering. An ability to earn a tradable token that has an assigned value that you can always cash out if you want to for actual USDC. Or USD or whatever the hell you want, right? So that's the reason for the game. It's that aspect to create a game, a play to earn game where people can use as an alternative income stream to their daily lives.
Yeah.
But that's assuming they're really good at it, right?
Yeah, that's assuming that they're really good at it as well. Assuming that they're good at it, and also that they're playing somebody that they're better at, right? Assuming that they're playing against somebody that they're better at.
Yeah, but then you also have games they're actually good games. People play them not because they make money, but because they're fun to play.
Exactly.
And if you're really good at those games, you could also make money because there's like actual tournaments, competitions. Like League of Legends is like $10 million tournaments, or Call of Duty, all these streamers. So you could make money playing games without being play to earn if you're good, right?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. But I think those games are very localized, right? The ones that have these esports tournaments and all that type of stuff. Apologize for the dog barking, but this is more on a hyper perspective, on a match by match perspective. You don't necessarily need to sign up to a tournament or anything like that. Perhaps you don't want to take your time in going through the whole tournament situation, right? Esports situation. Perhaps you just will have a week a time off, and you just want to get on the game and earn some cash. And this gives you that ability.
All right. So I think you're probably correct. I mean, you agree with me if I'm going to say this statement, because I did see a little bit of that in the white paper somewhere in here. I think right here about the play to earn gaming. How the big issue with play to earn games is, first of all, most of them are crap. They're not real games. They're more like money grabs. They're like click a button, play someone, and at the end of the day, you're gonna have your tokens that you're gonna make, and then you can sell them. and depending on the economy, a lot of times it's unsustainable. There's a lot of tokens that, you know, so basically if it's worth it, this is what it comes down to. If it actually makes money, if it's worth playing the game, then it's gonna just kind of dump the price in a way, because everyone's making money and they're selling it. Because even if they don't sell it and there's not enough buyers coming in, price is gonna drop. So they might as well just sell it because it's gonna be lower tomorrow, kind of thing, right? It's not like they don't care about it. Maybe they love the game, maybe they love the team, but if they're not doing it, everyone else is gonna do it. So that's why a lot of these games don't survive, because even if they do provide an actual good incentive to play and make good money, then it's just gonna drain the funds. On the other hand, if it's barely anything, like it's like $3 a day for, you know, I had games like that too, where I played for like an hour and I earned like 10 cents. I'm like, wow, so amazing. And
Yeah.
you know, so those are basically worthless as a player to earn. Like, I mean, I don't know what country you're going to be in that, you know, 10 cents is actually good, you know, income for you, but you know what I mean, right?
Yeah. So it depends what the core features of the game are, right? If it's to give tokens for free with something unsustainable, then yeah, then
I think honestly, I think that what the other games do not have is, first of all, you need a good game. You need a game that people are willing to play for free, even like that actually is fun. Yeah. And then if that game is good, you're gonna naturally, organically, even without play to earn, you're gonna have more and more people coming in, more players. You know, it's gonna grow, and the play to earn I think only would work on top of it if at the core gameplay, the game itself is actually good. Because if you have a shit game, like I said, if it pays out well, it's just going to drain it real quick. And if it doesn't pay any at all, no one's going to play it anyways, right? So first you want a great game, and which is hard to make, because even AAA titles a lot of times are not doing that good, or like, you know, everyone's all like complaining about Call of Duty. Oh, it's the same for 20 years, you know, and they have billions of dollars in development. So it's very hard to compete with all these big titles, and then gamers get bored. Even if it's a good game, they still get bored. So you need like new things coming in. You know, you need. That's what the battle passes, and that's why a lot of these free to play games are doing well. Is because they start you off for free, so they get the huge audience in the beginning, and then they suck you in. They're like, oh yeah, you want to spend, instead of waiting a week for your you know, upgrade, just pay $10 and get it instantly. You know. And I do think like that's what actually hooks the whales, and that's what makes the money. But play to earn, I haven't really seen that yet. So my question is, I guess, how are you guys going to tackle all these issues?
So you have a good point. If I can answer this, Aramis, maybe you can come in after.
Sure.
You definitely have a good point in terms of obviously the model that actually works. It's the model that we see Web2 projects doing, which is free to play. And that's exactly what we're doing too here. So we do have a play to earn, P2E play to earn situation, but we also are offering a freemium version as well, where people can come in, and as Aramis mentioned in the introduction, they can come in, they can play the game for free, they can fight one another, and based on several objectives that you make, you can get revival token. And this is the reason for this is because we're trying to attract non-crypto natives. That's it. You can get in-game revival token. You don't need to use a wallet. You don't need to do anything. The ledger is basically going to be kept in our database or whatnot, but you will be able to cash out into crypto at your convenience when you decide you want to go ahead and get a wallet and go through the whole process. So you're 100% right. We do have a free version of the game. And that free version of the game is, it's also an avenue for us to make revenue as well, right? So if we have a good game, and you're right, this is assuming we have a good game, that's the whole bet here, right? We don't necessarily know for sure if we are we think we are, we're confident that we are. But if we have that game for on a freemium basis, what we can do is provide advertisements in that game. So to progress to the next level, to progress to the next fight, you can only have 2 matches in a row. Then you gotta watch an ad. Then we can receive ad revenue, and from that ad revenue, we can then turn it back into the actual token ecosystems through buybacks, raising the price, raising the value of that token, then making it more lucrative. If you want to cash out into Revival, then they can go ahead because it's a little bit more lucrative. So that's the whole thought process. There's definitely a ton of things that we need to adjust in terms of in terms of the game mechanics and the economy in general for it to
Yeah,
be successful.
yeah. Honestly, I think it's really simple, right? Like you said, it's really simple. I mean, assuming the game has to be good, it has to be somewhat playable at least. It has to be a decent game. But if you have that, it's actually really simple to make a ton of money. And I don't think, but almost nobody's successful at it. All it really takes is, like you said, is you do free to play, you get everyone in, you bait them, or not bait them, you basically show them like all these cool things you can get, or like cool skins, or cool, that's how you have the NFTs, right? Or like skipping the grind type of stuff, all these free-to-play games. And the money that's made from, the majority of money that's made from free-to-play games is not from like the million players. It's the 100 or 1,000 players that are paying $10,000 or more because they're really addicted. It's all the whales that are buying, like Game of War. I think there's guys that spent over $1 million in that game. And then all that it really is at the end of the day is just the Excel with graphics. It's like, oh, now my number's bigger than yours, so I could attack you. That's all those games are, and they siphon millions of dollars from some of these guys. But that's because they get addicted to it. It's like an emotional thing. They want to beat their rivals on the whatever world they're at. So I do feel like with the fighting game, definitely this could work. But it also depends on how you incorporate the free to play with the play to earn and the NFTs, because you don't want to make it like pay to win either. I mean, I don't think so, unless they're all fighting in the same categories, because then it won't be fun for the guy that's like has a weak character, always getting destroyed by a strong character.
Yeah. So there is never going to be a situation, on that aspect. Everyone is always going to be equal, basically. It's the skins, the NFTs you have and stuff like that, what you acquired, they're going to level up. And things like that, but it's only going to show up. So, for example, those memory cards, right? They, your how many fights you fighted, how many did you win or lose, and stuff like that. It's gonna be, your status, but it's just on paper. It's still gonna be always come down to your skill, and because it's a fighting game, and fighting games are, probably the most skillful games you can have. That's why we are working on a fighting game. Obviously, I myself love fighting games like Tekken and stuff like that. So it was not something that we just came up with. Oh, let's do a fighting game, So yeah, it ticks all the boxes. It ticks all the boxes. However, we have to do a really good job at it. That's true.
Yeah, I just want to add. Let's consider this. This play to earn game is focused on the average player, on the average gamer, because not all the gamers are suitable for a sport situation. So the idea is to give the opportunity to the average people to earn money, and that's very attractive. If focusing on targeting this marketing, I think we can get a very big audience out there. And yeah, actually, the game is good. It's getting good. I'm real satisfied with the progress we've made. Also, I don't know, maybe we can invite him. Don't you think, Aldrimas, to prove the maybe this pre-alpha version?
Awesome. Yeah.
Something.
If you don't mind signing an NDA for now.
Yeah.
100%.
All right, so I do want to talk about this real quick though, about the NFTs, right? Because you did say that all the characters will be an even playing field, and there's a free to play aspect. What about the NFTs? How do they tie in? Because I see here that there are different stats. Mm-hmm. So this guy has God mode versus low stats. So to me, this seems like it is almost like a pay to win in a way. If you have a legendary, you have stronger stats than everyone else. Or like, what is this?
That's visual stats. That has nothing to do with the. It's just visual stats, like what can you roughly expect, and how can you differentiate the levels. Obviously, one level will have, it's like 12 different categories. visual rarity, but it's just basically it. Yeah, it's not gonna help you, win the fights in any way.
Yeah, basically the NFT aspect will be that, yes, with having NFT, you will be able to earn a bit more because you will have access to more, because you will have access to more, how to say, to more
unlimited modes and
Yeah.
some other game mini games and so on and so forth. Guilds, for example. Yeah, but that's just for. It doesn't matter then if you have level 1 NFT or level 4. So you're just gonna have a different sector, different side of the game open for you.
Yeah. Let's call them, for example, if in gaming, you would have like a gaming pass. So the NFT will be like gaming pass. It will open up more game modes for you. So eventually you will be able to earn a bit more, maybe a bit faster. But statistically, in game, if you would fight with a non-NFT player, he can be stronger than you statistically, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's mostly just a different way, like a battle pass, like you said. Gives you different ways to earn more. Maybe like some community events or things that only lock up for legendaries, let's say. But the actual, mechanics and the fighting and all that will be the same for everyone.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Right. And also, we don't have to under-considerate the NFT collectors market, because it's actually, even when maybe it's a bear market and everything, also you have news like, for example, Christie's announcing NFTs, actions, and things like that. So even in that perspective, in the perspective of the NFT collector, it's still a good market.
Yeah, definitely. So that's what I want to talk about next. I want to talk about the actual the token itself, basically what's been happening so far, because I see you guys had some raises. Basically the timeline of what's happening with the game, with the token, and the NFTs. When are we seeing these private sales, these vested pre-sales? Basically, when did this happen, and also when the NFTs are going to be on sale? Let's start with the token, I guess. Since you guys already had a seed sale and private sale, right?
No, private sale.
Yeah,
private.
Yeah. Go on, Negro. Go on.
No, I just wanted to explain. Yeah,
it's all right.
Yeah, it's already done. With the private sale, it will be, because our private sale is like in stages, because it will be a whitelisted private sale. So at this moment, we're at the third stage. So first stage is filling up the form, where you will have to complete some small tasks. You will have to put in your wallet address, and then if everything is done correctly, you will get a confirmation for that. And from today, basically, we actually started whitelisting the wallets who had completed all the tasks and filled out the form correctly. And on 25th of October, we will start actual private sale.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a couple days. Yeah, 25th of October. So your plan is to raise $50,000. That's the hard cap.
Yeah. Vested pre-sale, by the way. So we didn't fix that. It's supposed to be whitelisted pre-sale, but that's going to be in the next iteration of the website. So just making sure it's not vested pre-sale. It's supposed to be whitelisted pre-sale.
Okay. And the seed sale, when did that happen?
When was it? May, April, I think. Sorry, I don't even. Quite a long time ago, like 5-6 months ago, something like that.
Yeah, exactly. It was in May.
Like friends, family.
Yeah, I mean, that was it was open for everyone. Yeah, it was just open for everyone, so everyone could invest at that time. The only thing that obviously they knew that they will need to wait for a while. That's why it's named seed sale. Usually, seed sales after seed sales is takes a while. So, but yeah, everyone was welcome.
Okay, so the seed sale happened a couple months ago, and is that one vested in any way, or is it a hard cap, maximum contribution?
Seed sale. So basically, okay, so vesting, it's basically 10% will be unlocked for them, and same with the private sale. So for the seed sale and private sale is the same. Vesting period, 10% unlocked on launch, and then 10% will get unlocked every week. Well, we have a sustainable liquidity to do that. We didn't put any cap on that one, on the seed sale. But just we knew that, with our advisors who helped us with the tokenomics, that everything will be fine basically. So,
Okay,
but there
plus
wasn't anyone like huge.
It's vested
Sorry?
too, so I mean,
Yeah.
it's vested also, so it's not that big of a deal. And
Yeah.
plus, these guys are the ones taking the biggest risk because they invested so early on.
Exactly.
So I'm assuming that all this development, all this game development that's been happening and marketing has been paid for by the seed sale.
And us before that, yeah, because don't forget that we started developing 1.5. Well, we are right now like 1.5 years in development, so definitely wasn't just the seed sale.
Okay, so you guys are basically just doing it since it's out of your own time, out of your own pockets, right? Like
Exactly.
You didn't get any other funding.
No. Seed sale was the first, the first one where people could start helping us.
So if it's 1.5 year of development till now, and you guys are pre-alpha, is it going to ramp up? Like, when is the game going to be released, or like beta, let's say, or playable? You know what I mean? Because I just want to kind of get like a good timeline of it. Because of course, a lot of times what happens is it takes a long time in the beginning because you only have like 2 developers. But once you start, building, snowballing, you get more and more developers. You could go a lot quicker. So
exactly. So that what happened basically. So obviously in the beginning we didn't have many developers. It was
exactly
how to say, not that it was hard to find developers or anything like that, but the whole theory, the gaming theory. I remember I spent about maybe even 3 months to think of the whole mechanics of smart contracts, and then obviously Christian joined, helped with that. But it was picking up pace, and especially after the seed sale. So it's not like we're gonna take another 5.5 years or something. No, it's picking up pace.
Yeah, actually, yes, it will ramp up because at the beginning, yes, we started basically. It was me, later on comes Alicia, and well, basically the most time consuming, as you said, and you are 100% right. Developing a good game is not an easy job. It requires a lot of people there. So basically, once we had these funds from the seed sale, we invested in having more people, more developers, animators who help us. So basically, if you see the progress that we made from the beginning, at the beginning was small progress because basically I was like making the things in my free time. Right now I am 100% focused on the project, and as everyone here is it. So basically is getting the curve, let's say like that, of progress is basically advancing as really, really fast. We are having like a very good progress in 1 week, which was like, wow, impressive, at least for me. But yeah, it definitely, the progress will ramp up really fast. Yeah, I can assure that.
Yeah.
So do you guys have like a rough, I mean, I don't need like exact numbers, but like a ballpark timeline of the game?
So I'll just say, I think Agro mentioned something, but I don't know if he, December, probably about December, we'll have public alpha, yeah. where it's going to be with the multiplayer online, things like that. So everyone will be able to join, not just NDA. But we are planning about March to have beta. I don't know whether it's going to be closed at that time or open, but we're going to have both. So the beta will be where all the smart contracts will be added, everything will be on the test net, and people will be able to to play around with that on the testnet at some point. So I think about March, let's say just beta. I don't know whether it's going to be closed or opened at that time. So within, I think about summer's time, we will have the first running iteration of a full game. Then obviously adding, but just in general, there's going to be open phases for people to see, to pitch in, to help us, to give their input and their suggestions, and whatever they discover that might be not wanted in the game.
Okay. All right, so let's continue on with this then. So seed sale happened, private sales happening in a couple days, both vested, 10% only released. So that's good, that kind of alleviates the fear of private sale dumping. Even if the project is not, making like instant X's, a lot of times private sale dumps and it causes it to go below, launch price or whatever. And then it just causes everyone else to panic, and it's almost like a cascading effect.
Yeah.
So the fact that they can only sell 10%, that's actually going to alleviate some of that. So the pre-sale, when is that one happening, and is that one going to be vested? Also the whitelisted sale?
Yeah, so whitelisted, not vested. As you can see, they're going to be like 4% at profit. So there is no need to vest them, because, you're not going to just take it off and lose a couple of percentage on tax. So it's not going to be vested. And we are thinking to have that on January, worst case, maybe February, but we are aiming at January. December is usually not a good time in stocks and things like that. People are taking profits, if there is anything to take this year.
This year, yeah, I don't know.
Exactly. So, yeah, that was the question that we had as well, but we'll aim it at January.
So it will happen after the alpha is released for people to try out.
Yeah. We'll definitely, we usually aim at releasing any stages of the game before we do something else. So that's why after seed sale, we took a while. We didn't go straight away to do a private sale or anything like that, so that there would be a proof of work, and then we've done the private sale, essentially doing it now. Same we'll try with a pre-sale,
So
yeah, and basically
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, like basically I mentioned in the chat, somebody was asking. So yes, because we are taking a different approach than most of play-turn projects. Most of them, first of all, promising a lot, asking funds, then showing. We're doing opposite. We're showing, and then we're asking just to finish that.
Yeah. Let's say like that. Not even play to earn, actually, and anything, any project.
Okay, so meanwhile, it's going to be months and months of development, right? So you guys do have other sources of income, and you do have actual jobs, right? This is not just something you're doing as a full-time.
Not really, to be honest. For many of us, this is the aim. This is the thing that needs to be done, and this is I don't even know how to say it, but basically, I've been working on this for 1.5 years, and I've been living out of savings, so it's trading here and there and stuff like that.
But just to add a little bit of color to that, so some of us are definitely we don't, this is what we do. Some of us do have side jobs, and just to let you know, also, I mean, like, we as Revival of Avalanche Newton Labs, we also have clients that come to us where we can earn some side income. Perhaps they want to create an NFT and they want us to create it for them. We can do that. Or perhaps they want us to, I don't know, set up their Discord channel, or I don't know, perform a preliminary security audit on their smart contract. We can do that. And those side deals are done to essentially kind of keep us going.
Okay, so you guys do have, because that was my concern and my question, I guess. How do you keep going? How do you like pay, employees? If it's good, if basically the pre-sale is not going to happen until January, and you're going to be doing all this development for the next couple months. So you guys do have some set aside.
Yes, we do. For some of us personally, it's one way. For other guys, it's another way. But yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
We have a good runway, and essentially from the seed sale, that money was used to pay off salaries for our employees, and for the private sale, that's what's going to happen again. It's going to be used to pay off our employees. We as founders, and then that's everyone on this call here. We basically either we're living through savings or we have additional sources of income so that we can keep going.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, fair enough. That's awesome. All right. So, what about the NFTs? When are those going to be going on sale?
Ooh, good question. Probably towards when the game is going to be launching, like the full version. The current market conditions just not really good for that. But obviously, there will be other gaming modes and things like that. So yeah, probably about summer or something like that. We'll see accordingly to the market conditions.
But I think selling NFTs, let's say to fund the game, I feel that is better than selling the token actually. So it might even be better to sell NFTs before the token, because the issue with the token, right, is if you look at all this, you need to distribute, you need to have some of the BNBs or AVAX or whatever you're using for liquidity. So you can't just, raise 100K and then use it all for development.
But
NFTs, literally you could use 100% of the profits from NFTs to
that was the idea originally. That was the idea, to help with the development and whatnot. But it's really, we'll see. We'll see. We have to judge by the community. Exactly. We have to judge by the market and everything like that.
And just to add to that, I think that's been like not a heated discussion, but that's been a discussion amongst the core team members, everyone on this team, whether or not what we should do with this NFT. So you are 100% right. It's a good avenue to raise cash. But given certain situations, where we've approached the fact, let's do the token sale first and then the NFTs later. And there's many factors for that. There's many reasons for that, but there's definitely a reason for it. There's not just like, we just like, whatever, just throwing a spraying and praying is what I like to say in military. We're not just blindly throwing the dart somewhere and saying, let's do it with token. There was a consensus reached with the team members, and we decided to go with the token.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. But yeah, I definitely like NFTs is definitely a good way, especially if you need it later on, let's say extra funds, because like I said, you don't need that liquidity because you just have the floor price and that's it. So that's like the cool advantage with NFTs. All right, let's go move on. Talk a little bit about the tokenomics here. So I see taxes are 6%. They have reflections. Usually my favorite topic to discuss is going to be the distribution of the tokens. So I see the distribution of funds. 41% of raise is going to liquidity. 34 is going development, marketing. Okay, so So based on this, since 0% from seed sales going to liquidity, it's all going to be from private sale and pre-sale. So combined total is 42%. And okay, that's fine. And then let's look at the team. So I want to know about all these other ones other than like the sale tokens and the liquidity percentage. Like for example, net monthly holders, CEX. Are these going to be locked up? I know. Okay, I see marketing's vested, advisors locked, teams locked. What about centralized exchange? game rewards, because you don't need all of them at once, anyways, right? And also
Yeah.
centralized exchange, you don't really need 18%, and maybe like 4 or 5% per exchange. I would roughly.
Yeah, that's true. So for the CEX, Christian, on the technical side, we'll deal with that. For the game rewards, so by the way, NFT monthly rewards holders, sorry, that's going to go back to the game rewards as per a new chart. I was sort of revising that, but basically the game rewards, it's also going to be locked, and that sort of wallet will receive the reflections, and those reflections will be used for the so it's never going to get depleted. So to speak. Staking, well, yes, we're just going to use 15%. Marketing, obviously, linear vesting, team allocation, just 8%. Yeah, I don't know. Well, yeah, but CEX, that's what we were advised to roughly have that many tokens for the CEX exchanges later.
Exactly. So we're planning for the worst case, hoping for the best.
Yeah. And also there's staking too. So you have the game rewards and staking. So let's talk a little bit about let's see, where is it at? Staking. Okay, I think it's here. Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit about how the staking is going to work?
So essentially, I mean, as you can see here, there are unlocked staking and then free 6 months, 12 months locking, for the liquidity or the solo staking. And depending on those, you will have some increases in the game. Again, that's not going to reward you in skill or anything like that, but the points earned and things like that. APY, we still don't know that yet, but it's not going to be more than 20%. We want to make it sustainable, so it's going to vary from 10 to 12% or so.
Okay, I just got an idea actually with the whole staking and NFTs and all that. A lot of games, like Fortnite, all these survival type games, battle royale, they have like visuals, aesthetics that a lot of times they're rare or people want them, skins and all that. So I think a cool one, like I see this, you have like increasing in respect points earned for as long as funds. You could also do, that'd be kind of cool, and it doesn't have to be an NFT, is let's say someone has like their like a certain amount of like wallet percentage or a certain amount of tokens locked for like 12 months or something. You guys could give them like a title or like some border around their character or something like that. Like this guy's like a hodler, like diamond hands, you know what I mean? Like something cool
in the game, right?
In the game, yeah.
His nickname.
Yeah, exactly. Or like achievements or something like that. That'd be kind of cool. That might even incentivize people to actually,
that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's not a 2B&B, guys, for my advice.
Awesome. Yeah, we were thinking about some titles and things like that. Obviously, it's a social game, so we'll have we'll be working on different social aspects. Even like yourself, you're the owner, I assume, of anti-ruggers, and if we identify you, make some ways to identify you, and just getting a badge like your, so. Obviously, it's going to be for crypto, this aspect, but we can have this for like Twitter influencers and things like that, and where it would be possible to chase where are they fighting, and take a look at the fights as a third party, for example, so someone else could stream on Twitch or something, and just have fun looking at two Twitter influencers fighting against one another. So
now you guys need to make me as one of the actual characters, like in the game, like an actual full-on fledged character with 2,500 NFTs, and I'm gonna have like all these anti-scam moves, like
anti-scam,
like anti-rugger.
Yeah.
So this is the thing. Actually, yes, if you will be okay with signing NDA, we want you to test the game, because we need this thinking. This is what we are trying to do. We want to build something fun and also where you can earn. And you understand that fun part. I assume you were or are a gamer, or at least play some more games because you know about them. So this is what we need.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep. That kind of
but
mindset. Yeah.
see, the big thing for me is like I don't have time to play games. Like I said, the big thing, a big turnoff for most play-to-earn games for me is like I don't have time to play games and make like $3. You know, like I play games for fun because if I want to make money, I'll just do something else. But I can make like $100 or $200, you know, in an hour or whatever it is, even my real work, you know. So games for me
Yeah,
is more like to relax for fun. I'm not gonna grind out and spend 10 hours to make $5. So I'm
yeah.
more
So
into
so
like
so
what's fun.
so so this is the thing, and what we're doing, we're actually doing the game where you can play. Yeah, like you mentioned, most of play turn games are just like you come in each hour, click one button, and that's it. You earn 10 cents. This is opposite. You can just play to have fun. You can play with your friends. Yeah, of course, if you will play with your friends, you won't be leveling up, and that kind of stuff. But you can just have fun because we are reaching not only crypto, our main goal is to get more actual gamers over here. And yeah, show them
Exactly.
that they can actually play and earn because you know how gamers look at NFTs and crypto space. They just think that it will milk more money from their pockets. We want to prove opposite, that you can have
Yeah.
Yeah,
fun and earn.
but most play-to-earn games really are just money grabs, and they're developed by like some Fiverr guy. And I mean, we even had like nothing against that project specifically because it wasn't like a play-to-earn only one game, but we actually had a AMA where they were showing us a video of one of the games. I'm like, dude, we seen that 6 months ago. So apparently this guy, this developer, whoever, Fiverr, he sold the same game to a whole bunch of people.
Yeah,
Damn.
I was
Oh
at
my
that
God.
AMA over
Yeah.
here. I think I was here, and I was also seeing that stuff. Yeah, I remember I was here.
They were like, this
God
looks
damn.
oddly familiar, you know?
Yeah.
What was the game about? Like, I'm just interested out of
It
curiosity. I
was,
mean, the genre.
I think it was almost like one of those like cyberpunk type GTA type games.
Yes. Like open world, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I
Open
remember.
world, yeah,
Yeah.
cyberpunk looking graphics, yeah.
Yes, I
Probably
Mm.
remember.
it probably wasn't even a game. It's probably just like a demo off of like just some other game.
Yeah. All right, got it. All
Yeah,
right.
but yeah,
By the
Yeah.
way,
definitely.
I never. So
I think if you make the game
go ahead.
great, and my big concern from a technical standpoint, I'm not really a technical guy like at all, like about like servers and all that, but I do know a little bit, and I know for a fighting game especially, ping is very important because when you have moves you got to do within like 10 milliseconds, or press button within 10, 20
Yeah.
milliseconds, you got to counter the other guy. That's why back in the days, fighting games were not even feasible. You had to literally go to an arcade to play a fighting game because online it would be too laggy to play at all. But now, with the pings are being a lot better and fiber optic internet and servers, it's a lot better. But it's still very important, to have, if you're gonna have this massively online multiplayer game that when people are fighting, they're not gonna have like 300 millisecond ping. So you would need good hardware, especially if you have a lot of players. But of course, to get to that point, by the time you do have a lot of players, hopefully you're making some money to continuously upgrade the servers. So, but I
100%.
feel like
Yeah.
as a startup, that's kind of like a big obstacle to overcome. So, how would you guys? What are you planning to do? Let's say to make sure that the gameplay is smooth and the servers are running fine. Because like I said, that is probably one of the biggest issues with like especially small company and a fighting game. I mean,
Hmm.
that's just my experience what I'm foreseeing as a a big issue, and that also costs a lot of money to fix.
Yep, exactly. So you are 100% right. That is a very important aspect of the game. I think the solution we have for that is basically, well, we have Raj, who's an AWS expert in that, who can basically help us, who is gonna basically get the correct AWS what's it called, hardware that we need for this. Similarly, I'm gonna be the one from a CTO perspective, from a tech perspective, kind of like building that thing out and ensuring, like you said, that that latency, that we take note of that. One of the things we can do is, for example, if somebody gets in a match, we gotta assign them with someone that's close by. You see what I'm getting at? so that they can have that short latency. They're in the same server, for example. And a part of that also, I mean, like, I guess one thing that we're doing is we're got we're getting into strategic partnerships, and one I guess I can announce. Armis, or you want to announce it?
Yeah, so we have officially now partnered up with Spark, and go on, Christian.
And these guys are basically in the Avalanche ecosystem. They are building Web2 tools. So, for example, the backend servers that kind of like power these real-time games like Revival of Avalanche, they're building it in a Web3 way and building subnets as well. So these guys are essentially, we've partnered with them so that we can build that, both of us together. Them being the infrastructure behind the game, and us being providing that the game itself.
Okay. All right. So I'm pretty much done with my questions, guys. So I'll be opening up to the community. But I do have one more question, at least now. A lot of times I have like, that's it, I'm done, and then I have like 5 more questions that come up after like 5 minutes.
No problem.
So basically, I see you guys have partnered with a couple of these guys, Vault Finance and Owners Unity. I know both of them. Both of these guys came to our AMA. We had AMA with both of them. So what is the partnership all about? Is it just mainly like promotional type of thing, when you guys are basically cross promoting it, or like what does it involve?
Yeah, both of those things that you said as well. That's just always the case, and as well as we are planning to do something together as well. So with Owners Unity specifically, there is something else with their sort of, I can't right now say, because I don't know if that's going to happen for sure. But there are some cool things that would work for like our game and would be good for them, good promotional situation for them. And with both Vault and Owners Unity, together we are working on something as well. But as well as what you mentioned, just cross, marketing and things like that across all our projects is always the case as well. Kalau, however, they are NFT marketplace, so that just makes sense on AVAX chain, and also they are working on a Citadel metaverse where our character is going to be featured in there. In fact, we already have Cleopatra running around dancing, break dancing and things like that. So it's just good marketing for us. We'll obviously partner up with more metaverse projects because it just makes sense for our characters to be running there, and
All right, thank you. I know, like I promised, I did have another question. So you guys are not launching now. You're gonna be having a private sale and then pre-sale in January. So assuming the market still sucks, and I think the issue is not really that projects are bad. It's just that people are scared. Even with the stock market, you'd think with inflation, prices would be going up, but I mean, people are like fighting to pay for food, so they don't have the money to spend on investments, right? So that's why you would see the stock market dumping while inflation is actually still going up, because they don't have the luxury to put $1,000 away and buy stocks when they probably barely afford their utilities, their food and everything, right? So assuming like it still sucks, let's say in January, do you guys have any plans, or it might have a hard time filling, let's say pre-sale? Do you guys have anything like would you just kind of maybe push it back a little bit further and continue development on because the big issue right now is with projects is they sound like a good project, then pre-sale starts and then no one's buying.
Yeah. We'll see at the time. It's really hard to speculate on something that is not yet there. But you are correct. Right now it's not. Yeah.
And I think that the issue with BSC especially, well, not only BSC, Ethereum, also like AVAX, all doesn't matter. Like decentralized is, especially if the hype is not as crazy as it was, the money's not as crazy as it was when everyone's just aping in. Basically, the main reason why people were making a lot of money before is you would get a whitelist spot, and maybe 1,000 people wanted it, only 100 people got in. So then everyone's buying at launch. So whitelist pre-sale basically did 10x, 20x. There's a lot of money that was being pumped into it. Now, at this point in time, it's not the case anymore. The market's not there. So a lot of guys, especially with pre-sales, it's not instantly filling. Launch is not instantly going 10x or being sniped. So then people are like, well, I'm on the fence. I want to see someone else invest. So then if everyone's thinking the same, they see 20% on 10% only, filling, and then no one else joins in. But of course, if it was filled real quickly, then everyone's going to race. It's kind of like the whole FOMO mentality, right? And that's kind of why projects were able to fail earlier on, and Moon and all that is because of FOMO, because the whitelist or the hard cap was small compared to buy pressure, and the buy pressure right now is fairly low because people are scared, and like I said, they also pulling money out into fiat, buying groceries and whatnot. So I do feel like you guys have all the mechanics and the game and everything, especially once it's going to be an alpha in December, to make this into a hyped project, like really hyped. But it also depends on the market, like
Exactly. And I just want to add something else and just end it with that. We're also looking into other funding sources as well. Obviously we are just looking into stuff, but I think we'll be well positioned here in a couple months to handle this. As you said, that there's a lack of people buying. There's definitely going to be some investors around.
Yeah, it's not even. Yeah, it's not. It's like I actually like. There's a project that it wasn't even an AMA. It was just a pinned message that we had. That I actually. Well, this is actually finally a whitelisted pre-sale. We haven't seen those in a while. I got tired of all the fair launches, So I'm like, oh, this is a good project. I'm actually hyped about this. But they started their pre-sale like in the middle of the night, or I don't even know when. Like sometime after I woke up. And I wake up and it's only like 5%, 10% filled. I'm like, oh, well, I was going to invest like a lot into it. But then I looked and I'm like, no one's investing. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm not going to invest.
You could have been that trigger.
I feel that's the problem
trigger
now,
for
right?
them.
Well, but they basically canceled and they're going to redo it and like, re-strategize and all that. Because I do think that was like one of those rare projects that was fairly low hard cap and whitelisted and everything, but it's just no one was buying. And then I'm like, if I was gonna be there, maybe it was just the wrong time to start it. It was like 3 a.m. or whatever Pacific Standard Time. I don't even know what it was, but by the time I woke up, it wasn't filling. But the thing is, if I woke up and it's 80% filled, I would have jumped on it. So, and I feel that's kind of the issue right now is that everyone's just kind of on the fence.
Yes, that's true.
That's really true. But don't forget, I know you are a little bit skeptical about the play to earn games because as you said, and I think the most of the audience right here in this AMA is the same. Why should I gonna play a game just to earn $3 or $10? And you are right. But it's not the situation of the majority of the target we are aiming. Let me explain. For example, if you see the most of the wallets are not in the US, are outside, are in Nigeria, in India, and many other countries where, for example, $3 or $10 are a considerable. Not a lot, but it's a considerable amount. And also in all the countries we have, as you call in America, these ninjas, these guys with no jobs, no assets, no income, and we have in all the world. And those guys, there is many gamers that wants to earn money just by gaming. And this is really attractive. And this is a very good fund of financial for the whole project. Because imagine, not everyone has the abilities to be millionaire just for fighting Tekken or Mortal Kombat or wherever. This is focus. This is aimed for or targeted for the average gamer, and that's where where the weakness of the market can be a strong position for the project itself.
For usage. And in terms of investors, I mean, that's a good investment thesis. Again, there's a lot of funding. There's a ton of funding. It's not only in the crypto space that we can go after, but I think what Eduardo said right there is a good investment thesis for example, I don't know, A16 to probably drop us a check or something. Again, there's a lot of funding sources out there that we're exploring.
Yeah, yeah, of course. And I think with the VCs though, got to make sure, because double-edged sword, because a lot of times they want too much. And I've seen projects like, or quote unquote legit projects, like you probably heard of Step Token, where literally the VC just destroyed the project because they were selling like 50K every day or something like that.
Depends on the deal.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Depends on the deal. And we got the expertise to ensure that if we are going this route, that deal is done correctly. And obviously, done with the long-term perspective, with the long-term view, so that it doesn't damage us. That's a good example, and I thank you very much for bringing that up, the step and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. And yeah, I think what Ryan's saying in chat also, yeah, exactly my point. I feel like the $2, $3 you make a day, that stuff is not really gonna, people are lazy, like that's not really gonna motivate people that much, I don't think, even in like third world countries. But I think something like $200 tournament, or that would be a lot more hype, a lot more fun.
Yeah.
And
Well, let's not forget Axis Infinities. Axis Infinities is a play-to-earn game. In fact, it's kind of, I guess I would say, the one that actually put P2E on the map. In the Philippines, people were playing for $2, $3 because that's a lot. That's a lot over there. And how much, they have like 90 million people in Asia, in Vietnam, and all those other places. They have 50% of the world's populations over there. And $10 a day is a lot for them. It's not a lot for us here in the U.S.
Tell all those guys in the Philippines or that will play in games to come join our AMA. We'll give everyone $1 every AMA.
They'll probably come in. They'll probably come in. 100% they will.
They could play to earn by just being in the AMA and asking questions, huh?
Yeah. Or playing that duck race at the end.
So a more passive way to earn.
Yeah, but imagine your skills and everything, and let's say a tournament costs, because anyone will be able to set up the tournaments, and whatever the entry cost they will set up, that's how it's going to be. So let's say if it's $10 worth of revival token, right, and you have 32 players, there you go. Calculate that. It's not a pretty bad idea, deal. I mean, if you win, obviously, if you lose, it's not. But still, competitive game, you're going to have fun. And losing $10, I mean, for someone who's already like in US, UK, or Europe, States, and things like that, yeah.
Yeah, but I think honestly, guys, as long as the game is bringing in, players and it's fun enough to play, that even with slight downward sell pressure, let's say the guys that do want to play to earn and make money, they are going to be selling those tokens. As long as new people are coming in and buying them back up, and if the game is growing, obviously more and more people are going to buy, and also they're also buying because they think the price is going to go up because the game is going up, So I do think about also it's worth maybe having I know you guys have the reflections, but maybe some kind of revenue sharing with staking, or I mean you do have the staking, but I feel like staking in itself is not really long term or solution, because eventually the staking tokens will be gone, or but something that's like could be indefinitely, as long as you have people coming in buying NFTs, buying maybe offer them something like the free to play type of thing, like you buy gems with tokens to get some kind of shortcuts, or but you guys have the NFTs too for all that. So yeah, I think some ways to continue the revenue going back into the game itself, and if there's ways to make it
Exactly.
long lasting for investors, because I one big thing about the staking and play to earn part, it's unsustainable a lot of times. Like you get big sums in the beginning, and then people sell them, and then the tokens run out. For staking, for play to earn, they run out. So you need some way to bring that back in. So either through like buybacks, and you could just do
Exactly.
buyback instead of burning. I think buybacks and burn is a waste of money, because you could literally give it to the diamond
Exactly.
hands as reflections,
So
or to the people
Very
that play 'em.
rarely it works. Very rarely it works.
Yeah.
And it's essentially what I mentioned a little bit earlier, or I think Artemis mentioned or whatnot. For the free version, we have a revenue stream, right? So for the free version, we're going to have advertisements. We got to get paid somehow. And we're going to raise and generate revenue through those things, through, strategic partnerships, selling ad space and all that type of stuff. And that revenue that we generate is going to go back to buybacks.
All right, awesome. Yeah, so I think you guys do have a solid base right here. So yeah, I'm pretty much satisfied with all my questions and everything. So let's open to the community, guys. Does anyone have any questions?
Don't be shy.
Any more questions? Anyone?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello, can you hear me?
Millie.
Yeah, we can hear you.
How are you doing, man?
Pretty good, man. You got a question?
Yeah, man. I just want to touch through something. I would like to ask, how flexible is your project to change quickly and keep pace with technology trends? And also, what is your long-term vision for the forecasting industry in which your project operates in?
Can we split that? So what was the first part again of the question?
I said I just want to know, I would like to ask, how flexible is your project to change quickly and keep pace with technology trends? And the second part, and also, what is your long-term vision for the forecasting industry in which your project operates in? Do you get the question?
Yeah. So I'll answer the first part. I think I understood. So with the trends and everything, obviously, we are in the fighting game niche. So we are looking at our competitors, what they are doing, how they are progressing, whether it's Web 2 or Web 3. So yeah, it is definitely one of our goals, just to keep updating, and whether it's going to be graphics, moves, or things like that. To make the game interesting. I guess if did I answer that part of the question?
Yeah. And also, what is your long-term vision for the forecasting industry in which your project operates in?
So I guess I can answer that a bit.
Yeah.
The long-term vision for this game is to essentially put this game into the hands of non-crypto natives, non-crypto gamers, adoptants, to increase adoptance, and from that, hopefully, kind of paving the way for them to get into the blockchain space. The long-term vision is also for us to create other games as well. So this is not one trick pony type of situation, one and done. No, we have a long-term vision of products that we want to create, that we want to bring up. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. Thank you very much for your answers. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Good project.
Thanks, Millie.
And I got my question. Can I ask my question?
Yeah, go ahead, Dr. Strange.
All right. Thank you very much for this good opportunity. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
My question is, your game is good and having nice features. So in terms of security of your game, how do you plan to protect your gamers from hackers, preventing this from hacks and resulting to huge loss that will lead to the downfall of the game?
So the security and hackers, Christian, do you wanna?
Yeah, I guess so. Just let me see. Hopefully, I understood your question. So let me know if I didn't. But from the words that I gathered, it's, as you said, armor security and hacking. So one of the things we want to do is create a subnet. And being on the Avalanche network affords us this ability to do that. And essentially, we're creating a private blockchain around our game. So this blockchain is only going to house one smart contract, and that's our smart contracts for the Revival of Avalanche game. So when you're interacting with it, you're assured any gamer and anyone that wants to interact with, they know exactly that they're interacting with our game or any whitelisted contract that we have. So that's one way of us to kind of manage the security aspect of this. Ensure that we have a private blockchain so that folks don't there's no like mimicking tokens or like mimicking smart contracts for other dApps or whatnot. That's one way for us to do it. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, very much. Thank you very much. And that's my question.
Nice.
Thanks, Dr. Smith.
Thank you.
I'm an investor. I'm investing in multiple projects in FI space. I have a few questions to you. The first one is, I hear that you also plan to build another games. So do you plan to feature fundraise, and how do you plan to do it?
I didn't hear the first part, but yeah, go on, Christian, if you got it.
So we plan on building other games. Yeah, exactly. We do plan on building other games. Obviously, right now that could change based on what happens to this if we are not a success or anything like that. But right now, at this moment in time, we're brainstorming to build other games. That's in our plan. And yes, we would like to fundraise some more. We're doing our private tier here in the next few days and our pre-sale after January. And we're in talks with other funding sources. And we're hoping that we can succeed in those talks so that we can have long-term, I guess, treasury so that we can create our additional games. Does that answer your question?
I see. So you will be selling the tokens, treasury tokens, to fund another game. Is that correct?
We don't know yet. We don't know what we're going to do
I see. Well, please don't treat me like some kind of fund member. I was investing in multiple projects. I lost a lot of money. I can admit that. And, I'm just asking what's your vision? Because what I usually see is that projects actually burning most of the tokens when they're unsold. And then at some point they have a big trouble time where they basically out of funds to raise the promises that they did to their community. So that's why I'm asking, like, from where are you gonna get the money to fund for another games? I
get you, and I thank you for sharing your experience. And just to add a little bit more to that. So we could always sell that our token. We could always come up with a new game and again sell that token, or we could sell equity in our gaming company. There are definitely multiple funding sources we can do. It's just a matter of exploring them and seeing which is the right option for a long-term vision.
I see. Well, as long as you believe into that and you truly want to deliver it, I think you can be successful. The another question is, recently I seen a very big project. Let me quickly look at the name. I'm not sure if I should mention it, but basically they were really they were really hyped, and let me just look at what it is. Aptos ecosystem. So basically they were really hyped. They have a lot of partnerships, and even people message me about that, like, hey Oscar, look at this project. So many people are looking at them. They're trending everywhere, and yet they didn't manage to get enough buying pressure on the TG. And I would like to hear more about your plans here regarding the marketing and how exactly you plan to counter it. We have the bear market, and most of the tokens I see right now having big trouble getting into the right value.
Can I ask, was it on launch that they didn't create enough buying pressure and things like that, or just after some time, or what was the?
It was the first day of the launch, and just right after they couldn't manage to do anything on that. And when we have on your market, like I completely understand that usually, especially in BSC space, when you have a launch, then you have to expect dump. That's just completely fine when you actually promise way more on the pre-sale, and then on TG there's of course there's always a dump, but not that big. So I would just like to hear more. What's your strategy regarding that, and how you can counter this?
I guess one part of the strategy I could tell is not even on the marketing side, but on the tokenomics, because many times tokenomics are done wrong. That's why the chart rugs. Let's say if we speak about the theme of anti-ruggers, the chart itself just doesn't behave the way you would want to, because there is no pressure, but the tokenomics is also made in a way that it's really hard to create that pressure, whether the liquidity is too low or too high.
Please?
Say it again, sorry, Oscar?
Can you remind again the liquidity, please?
So it will be 41% all out of all raises, in total 10% in the beginning. And basically, you don't reward your pre-sale guys too much, so there is no incentive for them to sell. So the only possible ways for who can sell is going to be the private sale guys and seed sale guys, but only 10% as well. So here the tokenomics is that it is very hard in the beginning for it to go down in our situation, and now it only depends on the marketing more. So of course we're going to do that, and we're going to do that as much as possible in various different ways. But what I wanted to stress out that tokenomics is a very important factor here as well on the dumping in the beginning.
I see.
No, I think
what about
just
the
trying
marketing?
to add to it. Just trying to add to it. Our game is going to be ready just before our launch as well. I mean, we will let people to have a beta testing by themselves, and obviously.
But it will be on the mainnet or testnet? That's the question.
On the testnet,
so they will be able to use the token or not? That's the question.
No, they won't. But basically, the potential and everything to see what's there is already going to be publicly available for everyone.
Yeah, but when it will be live on the mainnet, so they can actually use it as the use case of the token.
Yeah, so we are planning on during the summer, or could be the last month of spring.
I see. That's a long time to be there without gain use case. Again, I'm just gonna repeat myself. Don't treat this like I'm gonna fad you now. I'm just pointing out this as as the regular investor, not like I'm gonna just
Oscar,
say everything that is okay. Yeah, well, what about the marketing? The last question here is regarding the allocations. You plan to actually pay in fiat, in stablecoins, to the marketing KOLs, or you plan to do some allocations to one of those top, let's just say, marketers out there?
You mean in our token, allocations in our token?
Yeah. Like, for example, you have this, like, I don't know, 5 YouTuber guys who do some video reviews for you. Instead of paying in stable, you're going to pay in the token.
It just, obviously, it can't be overcrowded with your token. If let's say we decided to do that, it would be like, wait a second, we can't do this. So no, definitely it's not going to be all in the token or not even half of it.
I've seen many projects, just promising a lot to those, KOLs, and then they just don't care about their product. They just need money, so they're just gonna dump as soon as possible. So that's my concern. I'm asking.
Yeah, so one of the things as well I just remembered. So, for example, the strategic partnerships that we are entering into right now, especially with Spark, and this is a project that is, had a very sizable seed sale and everything, and we're gonna have cross marketing with them on their end and stuff like that, and we'll have more of them. So yeah,
exactly. So we're hoping that the strategic partnerships that we do will help us on the marketing. But in terms of your question, whether we're paying fiat or in our token, honestly, we want to pay in fiat. And honestly, we don't necessarily want to kind of go out there and go to these agencies that promise you whatever and they don't receive nothing. We're actually trying to create our own marketing in-house. We have a lot of content. We have a lot of animators. We have a lot of artists as well, right? So we can create our own content and try to push out there as much as possible in all these marketing channels. But again, that's one way of that's one way of us getting exposure. Another way is, as Artemis said, partnerships. We're looking at strategic partnerships as well.
I see, guys. Well, that sounds solid. At least you have a vision and you truly believe into that. That's what I can say right now, basing on your voice. The only concern I have right now is the tokenomics, I guess, should be better, but it's fine. The liquidity should be a little bit higher. The only thing is here that I will have to wait a little bit longer to actually use the game on the mainnet. And maybe I can ape one BNB into that to see how it go.
Thanks, Oscar. Great questions, by the way.
Very solid questions. I appreciate it.
Oscar, you should tell them your background.
Not really. I've been actually part of some projects, and I was I was always getting, getting wrecked by own team. But I'm in crypto since 2015. I lost a lot of money in a GameFi space, and I can tell you right now that we have a pre-bought market situation, and I have some concerns that, for example, the game use case on the mainnet should be done as soon as possible, even if it's half working, of course, without no bugs on this side. But you should try to roll it out as soon as possible.
Exactly, you're 100% right. Now, with that being said, I mean, maybe you can test out our game here too, like Eduardo has been saying. Maybe you can test out our alpha game here, and also, as you said, you have a valuable experience in this space, in the P2E space. So definitely connect with us if you can, if you want to.
Yeah, please.
So we can correct the wrongs, maybe. I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Guys, I'm to be honest with you, I'm not really an expert. I will never say that I'm like the crypto veteran. But if you need an advice, I will highly suggest to talk with our owner of this channel, because he actually guides me from time to time when I have some concerns regarding my own investments. I'm sending a message to him, and he's always like, well, this is actually a good move, this is a bad move, and I'm actually happy to help you guys, but I have little experience compared to this channel owner here.
So just in general, Oscar, I mean, if you would like to be on the journey with us and everything, and just give us some of your own feedback, and everyone else here, very welcome.
We'll appreciate it.
Yeah,
exactly. As a developer, yeah.
Yeah, definitely, guys. We're here to help. Oscar, thanks for the kind words.
Yeah, good questions, Oscar. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, but that's like my my area of expertise is basically tokenomics. How investable is it? Because I'm an investor myself, right? So I want to be able to like the project. I want to ape in. I need to have good reasons to ape in. That's why we even do these AMAs in the first place. It's like I need to convince myself that this is a good project to invest in, right? And I can't trust anyone else's AMAs. Like maybe a couple of the lounges, but most of them do not ask the questions that I need answers to. And that is one of the reasons why we host our own AMAs here. Because especially like Pink Sale, like it's going to be some bullshit generic ass questions and like pat you on the back and that's it. So we need to actually get down and dirty, basically get down to the numbers, figure it out. Like, what's the chance? What's the success? Because I'm a trader, right? So everything's based on statistics, and it's kind of like holding my play to earn. why it has a negative connotation to it really now in the space is because how many play-to-earn games that launched are actually doing well, right? It's all about statistics, right? If 95% fail, then it's very hard to convince investors that you're the 5%.
Yeah, that's true. No, that's true what you're saying.
But yeah, like honestly, like so far you guys are, I think, doing pretty good. Like so far what I've seen is good. It's not nothing too crazy, you know. Like the tokenomics are okay. Nothing, no really major red flags. I feel like it's what you have right now, and plus you're still so early. It's fine, you know. Like, and if you guys need any more suggestions or help, then yeah, we're here to help.
Yeah, thanks, Mario. Appreciate that. Yeah, any more questions, guys?
Anyone has any last minute questions?
Boria, you have some issue with the microphone.
Yeah.
Oh, I have issues
can
with
agree on
microphone.
that.
Is it better? Is it better now?
No, it's
Not at all.
you're becoming cyborg already, you know? You talk that you want to have your character and you're becoming one already.
Let me leave the chat. I'll be back.
I have a question for you guys.
Yep.
Test.
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. Drop the question.
Yeah, so for your pre-sale, is the pre-sale, are the funds for the pre-sale going to be going towards finishing up the development for the project, or is that already done, or where are you at in that stage when it comes to the game and actually playing it?
So it will go to, two ways. Development and marketing, the ones, that are not used for the liquidity.
Okay. And then how long after the pre-sale will the game be playable, like the actual game?
So as I said, there will be stages that are, testing stages that will be public. So public alpha and public beta. And then after public beta, obviously, we'll move to mainnet. So even in the public beta, it's already going to be, there was going to be smart contracts and everything attached to it. It's just that it's not going to be on the mainnet. So we are planning, about March for the open beta, and then we'll move to, early summer months or first summer month, for the mainnet.
Okay. If you had to put a price on it, how much would you say you would need to get everything, to get all the development done to have the game ready to go? If you didn't have to do a pre-sale, just like how much do you think you would need just for the development to get the game up and running?
Really, really hard question. You know why? Because it really depends. I would say it could be like 100K and it could be 1 million, right? So, with 100K we would go this far, and I mean, obviously, till the finished product with 1 million, we'll go, Mortal Kombat 11.
It depends on the features, right? We want to add. So if we just want a fighting game and just enough to just be a multiplayer and waging and all this stuff, yeah, sure, 100K. But it also depends on the amount of features that we want to pack it in. We want to deliver a good game, so that's why we're taking our time to build all these features, and that's what we're going back for. Looking for raising funds.
So pretty much like the pre-sale is going to fund some development, and then you're going to kind of rely on the token activity to kind of fund and see how far you can take the game, or is that
that is true, but also our NFT sales when they come in as well. That's also going to help out in funding a portion of the game as well.
Well, the game will actually be playable before pre-sale, right? It's the private sale that's going to be funding the development until that point.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the alpha, the open alpha.
Yeah, I was just asking because I don't know. I was talking to a couple P2E games, and I had a couple ideas of how to launch it a little differently. Not really doing an actual pre-sale, kind of selling the NFTs and the pre-sale combined all in one. But I think it's kind of hard when you have like a moving target of how much you guys want to raise, So that's why I was asking all that stuff.
Yeah, we did talk a little bit about that. You know how I think NFTs maybe selling NFTs earlier on is better to fund it because then you don't need to fund liquidity.
So, I mean, just to add to that, an idea that we had, we were actually, so we have stages, right? We have stages. There's a stage, right? There's a volcano stage, there's a Kalal Citadel stage, and all this stuff. In fact, one of the things that we were planning on doing was to sell the stages as NFTs. And as a holder, anytime there's revenue generated based on the fees that we collect in that stage, you will get a certain percentage. That's one way of us to kind of like sell these stages NFTs and then funnel that money for development and marketing. However, just we've kind of like tabled that idea for now, just because of the legal advice was, wait a minute, that might be considered a security, and we want to ensure that obviously we're following regulations.
Yeah. Would you guys be able to pre-order or pre-sell NFTs? Would that be a possibility for you?
Probably. Won't you get with us after the call?
Yeah, for sure.
That sound cool?
Yeah, just DM me because I have some good ideas. I want to see if it works, you know, and it might work out for you guys. I'm not sure if it will or won't, but.
All right. Yeah. Let's just chat after. Let's just chat after for sure.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
all right,
thanks
guys.
a lot.
Awesome, man. Talk to you guys in a bit.
Talk to you in a bit.
Later.
All right, awesome. Well, let's wrap it up, guys, because we have another AMA in 15 minutes. And
I have a question.
okay, Gabriel, last question.
Did you ask about this protection from bots?
Oh yeah, one thing about play to earn games and like even a fighting game is what's to stop someone from like just creating a bot that's gonna farm and play the game all day long. And you can make the bots even like play like it's a fighting game, right? So you can make them know all the moves and actually have a fairly good chance of beating opponents.
So what we have for that, a solution for that is one of the things that basically this falls under my department, me being the CTO developer, or whatever you want to call me. Basically, this is a skill-based game. This bot would have to learn every single person's skill. Now, you can do that. You can actually do some machine learning AI bot to build this game and just continuously, I don't know, like understand the user's moves. You can do that, but that is very expensive to do. Imagine the amount of data points that you will need for that. You know, I think I think we'll be successful if they're doing that. If you're willing to do that,
or just the macro, create a macro where I'm just pressing like left, right, and a couple like attack buttons,
exactly.
keys and just spam. Even if I lose, right? Even if I lose, eventually I'll win a couple.
Couple battles, but definitely not to the point where what you need to win some token.
Exactly. So you're losing. You could be losing tokens and then gaining tokens. I don't know. We don't know, right?
So when you're playing, you have to like wager your tokens all the time.
No, not
100%. Well, for the free versions, no, but for the paid for the NFT holders and all that, you have to wager.
Yeah, but I'm talking about more of like the play to earn aspect of it, where you're grinding all day long to earn like the $5, like we talked about. Like those guys,
you're gonna be playing against other skilled players, right? So
you still gotta win.
Yeah,
you still gotta win, and not one battle more. Well, fight.
So if you lose, do you actually lose anything? Like the play to earn guys, if they lose a battle, do they lose tokens?
Nope.
So that's what I'm saying. Even if they win like 10 out of 100, you still, AFK
so basically,
let's
reiterate what they need to do. So, for example, on the free modes, you need to achieve either 3 ranks or 5 ranks in a row to win some revival token. So, without losing a rank. So, basically, it will be like obviously the lower your rank, the less battles you will need, but it's still going to be at least 10 battles. And it depends who you get connected to. You will need to, there will be a selection of the rank range you want to fight with. The further the rank of your opponent is to the lower side, on the lower side spectrum, or let's say the guy is 5 ranks above you, you're not going to win that many respect points or ranks below you. So essentially, there's too much to to do for a bot to sort of win 3 or 5 ranks in a row or whatnot. The other one will be the respect points in a week. The guy with the most respect points wins a pot. So that one, but then again, if you lose, it's I think we're gonna have way more competitive people than just spamming a couple of buttons.
Exactly, and just so we could finish out, since we have just 10 minutes, what I was just going to say was that, so we have that, it's definitely it's a skill-based game. So this bot that you're creating has to be fucking supernatural. Then second of all, on top of that, from the play to earn perspective, also, if these guys on the freemium model, right, the ones that are grinding, right, at the end of the day, we have that information, we have that data. If we see that these guys are just like, holy shit, it looks like this is a bot, then we just don't distribute the funds. That's it.
Okay.
So we have that information.
Fair enough. Yeah, because I wasn't sure if you need to win a certain amount of games, but yeah, the fact that you have to win like 5 in a row, it almost kind of reminds me of like Call of Duty or some of these other games, or like FIFA, where you have to wager your in-game currency to like win a certain amount of games, online to get the biggest rewards, kind of thing. So just playing alone is not going to get you anything. But yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, that's good to know. Because I feel like that's one of the, especially those one button clicker type games, you can just literally like program something to, grind for you.
Yeah, easily. Easily, yeah. But no,
okay,
with
awesome,
this.
guys. Yeah. So you want to do like a final conclusion, and then we'll wrap it up because we have to do the giveaway too before the next AMA starts.
Sure. I mean, yeah, it's been a long journey for us, 1.5 years, grinding out this ourselves and thinking about it, thinking how to make it better, how to make it as opposite to Ponzonomics in play to earn games. They just say Ponzonomics as possible. And we were on this journey, and now we want everyone to be on this journey together with us. Work on this game together. Think about the ideas, how to improve it, how to make it more fun. So please join our socials, our Telegrams, Discords. Check us out on Twitter. And yeah, let's build this the best fighting game together.
Yeah, thank you guys, and thanks for coming. Thanks for this for me able to host this AMA here, and I definitely enjoyed it. And I encourage everyone in our community, especially guys, join the Telegram. It's pinned. Show them some support. We still got time. Private's coming up and pre-sales in a couple months, so you'll definitely be able to see the game before pre-sale. So I do think this is definitely a project to keep an eye on. So thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Boria. Have a good one.
Yeah, have a good rest of your day, guys.
Thank you. Bye.